Guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Florence. If you're new here, welcome, and if you're not, welcome back home.
Welcome back.
Today I have a special guest on channel, and we're going to be talking about our relationship so far. So backstory, where do we even start from?
Now we're born.
Okay, so we met. How did we meet?
Why am I being asked that question? We met,
Why can't you be asked that question?
how did we meet? We met sometime, some years ago, very long time ago. And I met her in a class anyway.
You guys don't listen to
Educating
him.
the masses.
So we met in A levels. I started first, then he joined. So that was where we met. And that was where this whole relationship started. So we were together for the whole A levels year. And then I left first. And then what?
Then he left.
Of course.
Okay, then we went to separate universities, and
Yes.
that's when the whole
Distance
thing
started.
started.
Even before the whole university something, there was like a 1 year gap where I was in Ibadan and you were in Lagos.
Yeah.
So yes, that, and then he went to Landmark University, I went to UI. Landmark is in Ilorin, Kwara, and UI is in
Ibadan.
Ibadan. So the whole 5 years of his own university was long distance. And if you know Landmark University, it's like Covenant University where they don't allow phones. So it was a whole
Shithole.
it was. And then after that was NYSC.
Yeah.
After that was NYSC. So NYSC, yeah, he came to Ibadan and we were together at the beginning, and then COVID happened and we were together throughout COVID year. And
Cool, yeah.
then he left. He left for the abroad. Left me in the trenches. I went to the abroad. Anyways, so abroad was about
A year ago.
about a year ago, and he came visiting because he's hard. So yes, that's the whole backstory. Now me, I want to say something. Okay, like I want to give a disclaimer
Alright.
about this long distance thing. So I know that there are some people that say that they can never do long distance, but most times when you're getting into a relationship, you do not know that long distance will eventually come. But I also want to say that if you feel like, if you're not sure about the person, right? If you are not invested in the relationship, if you are not committed to the person, if you are not head over heels in love with this person, if you don't see a future with this person, as soon as the long distance is about to start, just let each other go. Just let each other go, because it's a lot of hard work, and if you're not going to be committed to the person, if you're not going to try to do the work, I don't see why you should put somebody's son or somebody's daughter through this torture and you're not going to be committed to doing whatever it takes. So if you're that kind of person that you're not sure about the person, you don't trust the person, you're not committed to the person, you're not accountable to the person, just don't bother, don't even start. That's me. Okay, so we have a couple of questions that we're going to be answering, but before that, do you have anything to say?
I think you quite said everything.
Say your own.
It's not far-fetched. I would say if you're not willing to put in the work, you shouldn't even try it. Like, it's not something I would advise anybody to do. It's hard. It's really hard. Then you shouldn't allow your feelings sometimes make you lose sight of the choices you're about, or the choices you're meant to make, because sometimes you have this kind of feelings that will be so much and you feel like, man, I need to act on my feelings right now. But then I would say if you don't um, allow your feelings so much take so much power over you, and you can't um, hold on to your choices sometimes, I feel like you can
Be
make
fine.
do with it. But if you can't, man, the feeling is going to get so much, because imagine if you guys are close together within the same space or the same region or states, and you guys are like probably like some couple of hours away, and you can't wait to see this person. Oh, imagine when you are
Millions of miles away.
miles away, then you have to make some hard choices. So
Imagine you're a 500k flight away.
so, so you have to really be sure that you want this, and I feel like it's something that you need to like ask, but then again you don't know what life will throw at you. You can decide that, well, we're just going to enjoy the moment, because I remember there was a time she asked me, Namu, did you see yourself in this relationship like right now? I was like, well, I was just going with the flow. Like I had this mentality of, man, whatever happens.
I don't even think
that
I
was my
thought past
mentality.
A-level
Yeah,
year.
so but here we are, and I think I'm grateful to go for it. And lastly, I'm grateful to her for putting in the work, because, man, if one person is paddling and the other person is just there chilling at the back of the canoe and just like, Oga, do the work, man, it's a no-no. But yeah, we both are doing the paddling, and
I'm grateful for
it's,
you.
it's a
for
good
doing
thing.
the
Yeah.
work. I just remember we're not using mics.
Yeah, we're back again.
Now that the disclaimer is off, let's
Okay.
begin. So we got this question from
Namu's head.
True. It was the one that wrote down all the questions from a pool of things. So we're just going to be answering them. Let's begin.
Okay, so is it like you're going to have your own answer and I'm going to have my own
Yes.
answer? Okay, so cool.
And then we can tell the question.
All right. So first question is, I think this is quite easy. What does a long distance relationship look like to you then and now? Like when you
Then
heard,
when?
like if you had like an idea of people should tell you what does a long distance relationship look like, what was your perception to it, and now you're in it, like how do you feel?
It's funny to answer that because since the beginning of me knowing relationship, there has been distance.
Okay, what if you probably like heard it from your friends or something?
I think it's basically the same as what I think it is now. You guys can reach, well, you can reach each other, but you can't. You're not in the same space. You're far away from each other. Is that no? say what is on your mind, because I don't know.
Then I would say anybody that wants to do it, Oga, do it. Like that's your choice.
Oh, okay.
But for
That's
me,
what you mean.
but for me now, it's like a whole lot of work. Sometimes it's stressful, I wouldn't lie, because you have to like match your activities or your routines with it, because it has to merge. So then I would be like, probably I would have said it's something like wouldn't do, but now I'm doing it, and it's wonderful. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Okay, so question 2.
What are your challenges being in a long distance relationship? Okay, so the one that gets me the most is when you have something to celebrate, you are excited about something, and the first person that you want to tell, you want to show, is not even around. That part is really, it's emotionally stressful for me. Like, you know, now when something happens around you, when you are celebrating something, like birthdays, for example, we've had to spend a lot of our birthdays away from each other.
A whole lot.
Yeah, my induction, like we had been preparing for my induction since forever, guys, since forever, and then induction came, it could not be there. It was really painful, like
Guys, I have to
really
apologize for
painful.
that induction
No,
because
no,
she's
no,
going to
I'm
hold
not.
it from now to forever.
I'm not actually holding it against you. I'm just saying it's in the context of what we're saying.
Okay.
Don't worry, you're forgiven. And that's just the most annoying part for me. That part is hard. Is hard. Like on days when you should be smiling and laughing and be joyful, you shed a tear or two because this person cannot be there for you. Even if like you try, the other person tries as much as possible to be present. You guys video call, send messages, do everything, but it's not the same as having the person there physically. You get? I think that's like the most challenging part for me. Others are you don't get to touch each other. Jesus. You cannot get a warm hug from the person that you need it from the most. That's devastating. Then what else? What else?
Okay, for me, I think the most challenging would be the scheduling, like the routine and your activities for the day. Okay, I'll use myself as an example. When I traveled first, it was how to cope with school and work and relationship. Yeah, so then you know how school is. You have school and you have all your activities for school. Then you do that. Madam already has the timetable for how school is going to work out. Then you have work and she has the timetable for that. Then you're back home probably late at night and okay, you put in probably like an hour, 30 minutes, probably 2 hours sometimes if we are strong enough. Not forgetting the time difference because that's also something you need to
Time
factor in.
difference.
When I want to sleep, she's probably still awake, opening her eyes and saying, Namu, why are you going to bed? And maybe when I want her to be awake and she's sleepy and all that.
I
So,
remember when I first started, I was just in Lutz. That like Lutz is the ghetto. So I'm always awake like early, and then by the time I'm back, sometimes by 11 p.m., 10 p.m. is when I'm coming back home. And I am so tired that I sleep off during the video calls. I think I have a couple of pictures
I
because
think we need to put
took a
picture.
lot of pictures. Like I will literally be sleeping off on the video call, and I can imagine how annoying that was for him because that was the time we got to talk during the day or at night. It was the only time we got to talk, and also I can imagine how frustrating that must have been.
Yeah, so for me, I think that is basically like my most challenging stuff. Then the holidays came and it was quite cool. Like we had more time to talk, but then she had work, and you have to know when to call. Maybe when she's less busy, she would chip in like probably like 10 to 20 minutes call, and we just see our faces and all. And okay, another thing that I feel was challenging, I wouldn't say on my part, but I'll say on her part was, when we were in Nigeria or when I was in Nigeria, we were together for a while before I traveled. So we didn't have much of investing so much in data. But trust me, man, like right now, she's investing so much in data
A
and
lot. I
it's
spend like an average of
it's
15 to
it's
20k on data per month.
it's so much and
It's a lot.
it's not affecting me because well there's a lot of free Wi-Fi
Wi-Fi.
everywhere, but for her, like I think that's something that she didn't bargain for. But well, here we are, we're doing it.
I think we should talk about how we've overcome those challenges.
We started earning more. We started earning more.
Well, with the data, yes,
so
we earn
we
more.
could
so
afford that
we could
better.
afford the data.
And
the emotional part, you just have to sort it out, honestly.
yeah,
There's
and then
no
something
two
I
ways
would say
about
she really knows how to blackmail me with her emotions, and she'll be like, "So Namo, that's how you're not coming to see me. So Namo."
I did not blackmail. See, you guys,
see,
I
just so
don't
you know, that
understand.
is how I'm here sitting down doing this video. So Namo,
so you
that's how you're
would
not going to
prefer
see me.
not to have come.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying.
It's like I'm pushing him to do what he wants to do.
My point is, like I said, if you are really moved by your feelings, like I said initially at the video, and not by your choice, it's really going to be hard, because trust me, the feelings are going to be so intensified, and you think you can. This trip was planned about 2 months or 3 months ago, and it's expensive. Where I'm coming from, there's no direct flight to Nigeria, so you have to do a lot of stopover, a lot of layover, and you wait and all that. But trust me, she blackmailed me to come.
I do not blackmail you. Oh God.
Don't mind me anyway. I actually love that I came back, and
I do not see. You keep saying this thing that I'm blackmailing you guys. In this life, try to be expressive of what you want. That's the only thing I do. When I tell him, like this one I saying now, I'm just like, there was just one day like that, and I was just like, Namo, so that's how we will not see for a whole year. That's all I said. That's the blackmail, oh. That's how he says I blackmail him. I will just say something and you say I'm blackmailing him with my emotions. I do not do that.
Okay, don't mind me.
You just love me so much. That's just it.
The truth is, actually, the feelings got so bad. Like, we knew that it was getting so much, and I feel like we got to our threshold. That was it.
Yeah.
Like, we couldn't handle it anymore, and we just had to do something about it. And yeah, this is the something about it.
This is the something about it. Is that all? Me that I talked about the emotional part. Honestly, you just have to suck it up, and just, if you have something you're looking forward to, like for example, when we eventually planned this trip, and we had something to look forward to. So usually at times like that, I'm just like setting my eyes on the next time we see, just projecting, because that's honestly the only thing you can do. And for those that don't have anything to project to, just
find something to project to. You have to,
think about the memories. Yes, I think that's one thing
I do that a lot. Like sometimes randomly I'll just send video or pictures of something we did like way back, and we get to talk about it, talk around it, and it's quite fun. You just have to look for something, because if you don't, trust me, it's harder than you think. It's really hard.
Which is why I think that people that don't have a solid foundation of being together before distance may have it worse than people
that's what really helped us.
Yes, like, because at every point we had like before our university, we had that 1 year in A levels, and then before this trip we had that 1 year in Ibadan.
Trust me, like we were going to class Monday to
sometimes Saturday,
Friday, sometimes Saturday, and madam would still say, you need to see me on Sunday. Like, I really don't know how that is even a thing. Like, I see you from Monday to Friday, sometimes Saturday, and she will still insist that see the Sunday.
It helps.
You must come and see me. Like, I have to see you.
Ladies, insist on what you want. That's the cocoa. It helps. Like,
I remember sometime, and I didn't come, and she journeyed to my apartment, and I was like, what? And she was like, why did you come and see me today?
I remember there was a Sunday like that he was sick, I was not feeling fine. I went.
So I think you have to actually be intentional about what you want. Like, you have to be intentional. You have to put in the work. Trust me, you have to put in the work, because if you don't, you're just working on eggshells, and you're in. So number 3, how do you share your time, quality time together? I think we've talked about it. So know your schedules, like know your routine, like know when to call. Like I remember when I had my first semester, and she was like, Namo, send me your timetable. She knew my timetable. She knew, okay, on Mondays Namo is off probably by 4 or 5. And
and when you have a break,
she knows like you need to know when and where to call and all that. So
If
That's
audio
it.
call would be more appropriate in this instance, if just texting would be more
Trust me, I
appropriate.
do more video calls than
Yeah,
audio
we
call
do
in
we
this
do
thing.
more video
I
calls.
can't.
That's why our data is being sucked by MTN
The audio call is as a result of maybe the
network
network is bad
or the
and we just
time
or probably I'm working and I can't afford to
to
be
video call.
talking to her, looking at her and all that. So it's basically that. So that's it. No,
I
I
think
can.
recently also, especially during this break where it's free in the mornings,
Yeah,
some mornings, even when they are working,
yeah, we still
we
talk.
still talk. Like, so in the morning while I am getting ready, as I'm getting ready, we're talking, and then in the night when we come back, we just make sure that in the mornings and in the night
Yeah,
we have an at least 1 hour time to talk, and it's usually
absolutely.
video calls. Then during the day we can chip in some
Don't go
extras.
to bed without saying good night. It's a crime.
I don't go to
Yeah,
work without saying good morning. It's
it's a
a crime.
crime. Yeah. So. Also, pray with each other.
Yeah.
We do that a lot. So
Yes.
when I'm about to start my day, I just like, yeah, pray for me. Just that.
Our
Sometimes
our keyword
mm,
is minimum effort, maximum
maximum profit.
profit.
Yeah, so that's how it goes. So the next question is
For us in long distance relationship, do you think our love language changed or was affected? Well, my love language is everything. Shower me with gifts, give me words of affirmation, physical touch. Well, we could not have physical touch, but everything. I mean, I don't think that it changed too much, but I think we had to adjust. Like, giving gifts now, we couldn't exactly give gifts. We couldn't have physical touch, but words of affirmation, that one had to like climb up the ladder. Words of affirmation had to, like, we had to up our game with words of affirmation. And like birthdays, for example, celebratory moments, for example, you can't see each other, so you have to up your words of affirmation. You have to write long long epistle to show the other person you appreciate them, you celebrate with them, and all of those things. So yeah, but yeah, sometimes that we sent gifts to. I remember there was a time I was in Ibadan when I was doing all this my house job search and preparing for, no, not house job search, transcripts and certificates and all of those clearance in Ibadan. He sent me food, and there was a time that I sent him this tripod stand and a watch. This is our watch. This tripod stand so that our video calls can
can get the best quality.
can get the best quality. I don't have to own. So things like that. We send gifts sometimes, and then but words of affirmation obviously had to be. So,
I think for me it was quality time. It drastically reduced. Coming from
being in each other's
spending
space.
like almost a year and some months together, like during the COVID period, and having that just change,
Completely
like
wiped out.
it changed within a split second and totally went to us calling and all that. And even the calls, sometimes you obviously you can't call 24 hours a day. So um, for me, it was quality time that changed. And yeah, words of affirmation. Sometimes she would rub my head with some nice words. I'll be like, I'll be checking myself out. So I was like, this boy is a fine guy and all that. But I think that was it. And that was
I
basically
think
it.
I think that the quality time changed also, because now we get to do video calls and call each other
Yeah.
and blah, blah. That was the change. It changed from like being physically in each other's space to like video calls and just calling.
So that's it, basically. So number 5 is, has your trust been tested with this distance?
You go first.
No, it hasn't. Well, there's this. I don't know if it's stuff I usually say, or I have this mentality that um, I don't even bother. Like